Hello and welcome to today's podcast. Today I'm joined by Mia.
Hi.
Mia, can you introduce yourself?
Well, my name's Mia. I'm local to Edinburgh, and I have a lot of experience going to concerts and DJ sets around the area.
What do you
So,
study?
I study psychology and sociology, so we're gonna discuss your study.
Yeah, the reason I invited Mia over today was because she does psychology, and I found an interesting study on the psychology of people when they go to a concert. For example, a classical show, they might be thinking about being bored or imagining vivid dream worlds. So I thought it'd be interesting to ask Mia what you think about at a concert.
Okay. When I'm at a concert, I'm more focused on like what the artist is doing, and like how much I enjoy the performance. Personally, I am more focused on what the artist is doing. How much I like the music. Will I like go out of my way to listen to this when I come home? Would I go see their concert again? For the study that you talked about with the classical music, everyone was bored and they were all drawing like unhappy faces.
Yeah, it was so simple and boring. All they were drawing was like stickmen with like a progressive emotional cycle. But I think if I were to draw something after a show, I don't think I would draw a stickman or a face or anything.
No, yeah, I think I'd have more creative like jerseys flowing.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it just wasn't a representative sample size. I'm using psychology words here. Maybe they picked a sample of people who just hate classical music.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. It was just like sort of teenagers that normally go to a pop scene, let's say, for example, and then they go to a classical show and none of them have ever enjoyed classical music, don't want to enjoy classical music. So they're there just yawning the whole time. So, of course, you're going to draw you yawning the whole time.
And they also said that like it wasn't constant. It was changing a lot, which that surprised me because I mean I think a lot of music is like that.
Yeah, they didn't like that it was changing. I feel like a lot of shows are set up actually in a way where you have a calmer song, a more fun song, another calmer song, another like banging song at the very end. And I feel like if I were to leave a show, even a classical show, I'd probably draw something more expressive, maybe more colors.
Yeah,
Not
totally.
like even like watercolor, not even something specific, just an array of colors rather than that, because I feel like music to me is much more, I don't know, I feel like a concert is a very big sensory experience. I was actually talking about this before. I think that concerts are actually designed in the way that make it the most intense sensory experience possible. So are movies. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Like that's why you're locked in a dark room for 2 hours pre and post, like pre-show.
Yeah.
You're there. You're sort of getting deprived of your sensory
Yeah.
needs, and then artist comes out, and even if they're lackluster because you've been sensory deprived for 2 hours, uncomfortable, that
Yeah.
show is that much more impressive.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to talk about I want to talk about the community we build through concerts. I will be touching this more on another episode, but I want to talk about, well, first of all, Mia, have you met people through shows?
Yeah, I have. I remember one time playing Cards Against Humanity in the line at a show. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like things like that happen a lot where you just like play charades or you play like Cards Against Humanity, or in the queue you pass around drawings or something. And I feel
Yeah.
like nowadays people our age and stuff don't normally have places they can go to, like third-party locations. I actually researched this a bit before, where the death of third-party locations for people our age is coming more and more to an end because of COVID happening, because of people just being less willing to go out and pursue hobbies and so on. So I think concerts are one of the last standing locations where you can meet people around your age at a common interest ground. So it's much easier to make relationships with people.
Yeah, definitely. I think like in the digital age where like people are always inside and they're on their phones or they're on computers, a place to find like common interests, common ground with other people your age, concerts are probably definitely one of the last remaining good grounds for that.
And do you find that people are honestly just nicer at shows?
It depends. I mean, there's a lot of variety of people. Obviously, you're going to be around people that you have this shared interest of the band, the artist, the music genre, etc., whatever, with. But then I guess depending on the type of music, sometimes crowds at shows can be pretty violent. People can have bad etiquette and just generally being considerate with people around them. So
Yeah, definitely. I feel like as much as concerts are a lovely place to form community, meet friends, I feel like you still need to think about keeping yourself safe at a show, because there is definitely people out there that do nasty things at shows, and there's been many experiences of this happening even in all over the UK and so on. And I think that is quite sad, because I feel like it should be a safe space.
yeah, definitely.
I feel like as much as there is a lot of security, a lot of stuff goes missed, or even not just missed, the artists don't even care to acknowledge it. Like they just keep going. Like the Travis Scott concert.
I was gonna say too.
I know it's not in the UK, but I feel like it's relevant considering the fact that so many people died there and Travis did nothing about it. And I feel like going to a concert where you know the artist is going to take care of you is much nicer, because I feel like now I would never go to a Travis show no matter how much I want to, or well, did want to, don't want to nowadays. But I feel like aside from that aspect where it can be very dangerous, I feel like there is a lack of etiquette, especially now, because the concert scene, from what I've noticed, there is a lot of young people there, a lot more. I mean, I used to sneak into shows when I was underage. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to get in. They don't really check anything. So there's a lot of young people there as well. So I think not being able to like feel 100% safe as a 19-year-old, I can't even imagine like the 14-year-olds that are pulling up there. And the lack of transport to get home is ridiculous.
Yeah, like for young people specifically, like hotels are expensive. If you're underage, you most likely don't have a job. You can't expect for a young person to be able to afford a hotel. A lot of the time, there's places like they're less well served by concerts. So if you have to travel across the country to go see a band, you're just more likely to struggle to get home.
Yeah, I've been stranded many times. Yeah, you as well. Like, and then the taxis home cost £40, and by that point it's like 1 a.m. There's no taxis around. There's no buses really. There's no trains running. It's like you're stuck there after a show. So I think that's something maybe almost the council and the government should look into to keep their people safe after concerts. And I know concerts as of late have been seen as a disruptive thing. I mean, there's a new law that just got passed surrounding the sounds or something of concerts. But I know that if you move near a gig location, there's actually a law that you cannot complain about it, which I think is fair. But I think it sucks. It sucks to be stranded after a show. But other than that, I think for today's episode, we can wrap up here. I will want to talk more about the community we bring through concerts in the next episode. And we have a great guest featuring that will tell us that story. Thank you, Mia, for joining me today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And that's it for today. Toodaloo.